abstract. Yeah, it's complicated. What you say, the way you act, well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. How it hurts to see you smile, like a dagger in me. She just seems so juvenile. I just want it to be me. I wanna set your world on fire. Oh, you're so sure I'll stick around. Oh, my heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends, but there's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be. Oh, even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting, still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. No, baby, I don't wanna be. Baby, I don't wanna be.
Hi everybody, and welcome to another Card Maker Success Summit Live. My name is Alicia McNamara and I am from Australia, on the Gold Coast in Australia, and welcome. So good to see you all here and chat with you about card making. So I'm just going to remind you a little bit about my project. This is a waterfall card, or it could also be a little mini album. So when you open up the card, and you can pull this little tab, you can see, oh, it's hard for me to hold it straight. All of the pages flip open, and then when you push that little tab back, all of the pages flip closed, and then you close it up like that. So this, I was just thinking, this was actually one of the most challenging cards that I have ever made. It was one of those cards where you nearly throw it out the window in frustration at times because it is an advanced technique. So I thought that it would be nice to put an advanced class into the summit this year for all of those crafters that have been crafting for quite a few years, and they're ready for a challenge. So I hope that people have enjoyed it. I've got a question here. I filled out all the necessary info to get into her free library, to get the necessary papers, but I never received a password for the freebies on the website. So first of all, the the information for this card is not in my library. It is specifically on the Card Maker Success Summit. So when you're looking for the instructions and all of that, you're actually looking on the Card Maker Success website. My personal library, that is a freebie for everybody. You're more than welcome to join up. And the password is going to be emailed to you. We do have, every time we do this, we do have a few people that do struggle with the password. But just send me an email and I will forward that to you. Sometimes you need to copy and paste the email. It is the password, it is 3 words. So I always have a little bit of trouble with a couple of people getting into the free printables library. But just send me an email and I can help you with that. But this printable is on your Card Maker Success website. The instructions for this. I'm using Minte Papers for this card, which is a Polish company. I'm on their design team, Minte Papers. I don't know if you know of it. It is making its way through America. You can get it in the USA at different shops. So I've used the 12 by 12 papers, and I've also used the paper elements and the paper die cuts to decorate. However, you can use any papers you like that you have at home. You don't have to make this a baby card. This can be, it could be a 50th birthday card, and you could have photographs along here if you wanted to. I did make it in a men's version the very first time that I created this card, which I wanted to show you because the first time that I created this card, it didn't work properly. Because it was my first time and I was learning how to create this card. You can see that it does flip open, but it's not as smooth as my second card. And I had to sort of tear up the paper a little bit, stick it back down. There was a bit of that going on. So this was where I learned all my lessons from the card. And then the second time I made it, I got a much better professional finish. So I wanted to show this to you so that you are encouraged. If your first time is a little bit rough, mine was a little bit rough, don't give up, have another try. When I made this the first time, and then when I made my second card, which I'm not sure, I think this is when I made my first card, I actually made it with 2 of my crafting friends and we all did it together. And I think I might have given up if it wasn't for them, but we all sat down and figured it out. And we worked out a few little tips and tricks along the way, which I've included in the class video. So if anybody watches the video and has a go at the card, there are tips and tricks through there, but it is advanced. So I wanted to let you know that. Don't give up. It's a challenge for all of you that are established card makers and you're looking for something a little bit challenging. One of my tips that I learned was you really need to wait for your glue to dry before you start flipping it, because the glue drying thing is very real, depending whether you're using tape or whether you're using glue. But I used glue and I really needed to wait for that glue to dry before I started flipping it. So you can make it in any papers that you like. This is a Minte masculine collection, which it was going to be a masculine card. So very different to the baby card. And the other thing what I wanted to say too was I didn't really embellish the front very much. You could really go to town on the embellishment of the front, but the embellishment of the inside you have to keep fairly flat to allow the card to open and close easily. So that's why I've kept my embellishments really simple. But the point of my class was to show you how to create it, and then you can embellish it to suit your occasion. Where do you get your creativity? Do you have an engineering background? No, I certainly don't have an engineering background. I don't know. I just get ideas from people, watch YouTube just like everybody else, Pinterest. I have a teaching background. I used to be a teacher. So I'm interested in breaking things down into easy steps and people can follow. I'm all about, learning something new. I'm all about learning, being patient with yourself when you try something new, not expecting, not expecting yourself to be amazing at the very beginning, but having the patience to say, okay, it may not look awesome right now, but I'm going to keep trying. Because when I started card making, I was, I think about 25. So I was an adult, right? And as adults, we're not used to learning new things and failing at things very much. We often stick to the safe things that we're already good at. But that's not what I do. I try to learn new things all the time. I started a new job last year, which is completely out of my area. I've had to learn a lot of new things. So I'm all about learning. I'm more about learning. My background is learning, that's for sure, and teaching, and I really enjoy. I homeschool, and I also tutor kids after school. So teaching and learning is my background. Definitely not engineering. My sister just made a scrapbook photo album with pockets and flippy doos, etc. It's so cool. Alicia, have you made one of these big size albums? I love this little one of yours. I plan on making one. I have. I've got a YouTube channel, Papercraft Secrets, or if you just search my name, Alicia McNamara. I have made a couple of albums. They're not as good as some people's. Like some people's are really flippy floppy. I know exactly what you're talking about. But no, I did. I've got a big album that I made for my cat, Honey. I did a whole album on her because she passed away. So I did some photos of her where it's a complete beginner. That was my very first album that I made from scratch. I also made a fall album, or autumn. We call it autumn. USA call it fall, which is very popular. So there's that album. There's quite a few albums. I've made a big wedding album for my cousin that I made from scratch. So I have been playing with albums. Yeah, I am. I find them, they are a little time-consuming albums. They do take a little bit longer. A card, I do a lot of cards. Cards can be fairly quick projects, whereas albums are a little bit more intensive, but lots of fun. Do you craft solo or with company for the most part? Definitely I'm a solo crafter when I'm getting my work done. I do have my couple of friends that we get together, and we, two of them in particular, we started crafting together. We none of us did any paper craft at all. And so we always get together. Not always, but we try, at least in the school holidays, we try to get together and have a crafting session, and that is lots of fun. However, I don't get a lot done. I have a very large Facebook group called Papercraft Secrets, Creating with Confidence. And in the Facebook group, we have monthly challenges. And this month is a sketch. So we have a beautiful community of crafters in the Facebook group. You're more than welcome to join us. I also have another Facebook group where it's kits and printables, because I've started making my own printables, card making printables, scrapbooking printables. And so we've got that Facebook group. And then I'm telling you this because it's like crafting with friends, really, even though you're sort of on the computer. We have a beautiful bunch of ladies that support each other with their crafting. And my very most special latest thing I've done is I've started a Patreon Patreon account, which I call the Papercraft Secrets Classroom, where you get a free printable every month. So this is like not just a 1-page printable. This is about a 30-page printable that allows you to create many cards and layouts and mini albums. And then you get 4 video tutorials a month as well in that classroom. So that is Patreon Papercraft Secrets Classroom. So long answer to your question, I do most of my crafting on a Sunday, which is today. Sunday is my crafting day where I get done my DT work, my design team work for Minte, and my printables and my Papercraft Secrets classroom work. And that's really my day of the week because I work 2 jobs and I homeschool, and it's very hectic, and I've got a huge backyard that we try to maintain. So yeah, Sundays is my beautiful, relaxing crafting day where I just try to just stay in the craft room all day if I can and just get all of those crafting jobs done. That was a long answer. How did you get started with card? Were you involved in other crafts first? Yeah, not really, because I used to sew. When I was at school, like high school, I did a lot of sewing. I made like my formal dress, and like I really got into the sewing side of things. But then when I went to uni to study teaching, I had no time to do anything other than really. I had to move away from home, so I had to leave my sewing machine at home, and it was mainly I was just focused on my degree. And then it wasn't until once you're a teacher, your whole life is basically teaching. Like I was one of those teachers that brings all the books home, marks everything, spends a lot of time decorating the classroom and making the walls as beautiful as possible. So like I really put my whole time into that. And then it wasn't until then, like that I said that we actually went to a Stamping Up party, some of my friends from school. And that was how I learned about card making. So at the time I had no hobbies. I was just completely dedicated to the classroom. And so I think that's why I really took to card making, because I needed a little bit of an outlet for myself as a bit of a break from work, and because we had the social thing as well. So it was lots and lots of fun. I've got a lot of good memories of us, discovering all the stamping companies and Pinterest and YouTube, and we did a lot of shopping, a lot of online shopping, and we went to craft stores, and we had a lot of fun. And then after that, I started my blog, and then I actually left that school. But those people are still my crafting friends today. So yeah, that's how I got started into it. And so didn't really have a lot of other hobbies before crafting. So I think that's why I got so heavily into it, because it filled a bit of a hole for me. We all need a little bit of downtime and relaxation, and I find crafting is very healing. So I did a lot of it when I was trying to have our boys. We did IVF, and I did a lot of crafting during that time because you've got to rest and be stress-free and all of those things. So, and I find crafting is very healing and calming. It's really quite meditative, I feel. It's a little bit like meditation, because you're focusing on one thing at a time. Sometimes I find that quite hard after a busy week, and you've still got all the thoughts running through your head, like, what do I need to do? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? But to sort of calm you down I think crafting is really good for that. I do. Sometimes I find I have to watch something while I'm crafting just to sort of get my head slow myself down a little bit. So I might watch a YouTube video while I craft just to calm me. And then, or even like fussy cutting. I think that's really therapeutic. I've got a very comfy chair in my craft room now, so I can sit back in that and just watch YouTube and just fussy cut. And I find that to be a very relaxing hobby as well. I tried downloading your freebie and it is giving me an error message and to try again. Tried several times and it isn't working. Please help, please. Okay, so I'm assuming this is on the Card Maker Success Summit site. I will have to look into that for you. I will talk to Harriet. Harriet is my go-to at the summit. She is amazing. If it's on my website, any questions that you have with all of these little technological hiccups, the best thing to do is just email me. So my email is aliciamariemcnamara@gmail.com. I'm sure it's in the notes. If you can just send me an email and just give me time to go through them. I know there's a couple in there at the moment because it's 8 o'clock in the morning over here in Australia. So I've seen a couple of emails come through overnight. But if you just send me an email and I will do my best to either get Harriet to help you if it's on the Card Maker Summit the Success Summit end, or if it's on my end, then I will do my best to help you. As I said before, there's always emails about people not being able to get in or download something or can't get the password to work. Yeah, it's kind of very common. So we just work through the questions one at a time and make sure that everybody can get everything that they need. Yeah, and sorry if I don't respond for a day. I will do my very best to get to your email if you have questions. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed my live, sorry, my live today. And please take the time to enjoy all the classes. I hope that you have success with the waterfall card, and I would love to see all of your cards in the Facebook group. And I'm going to cough. Sorry about that. I need some water. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope that you have a lovely crafty day.